Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh by Shem Roshai by Shem Kagadash. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. And I'm going to entitle this video, The Role of a Woman Married to a Man. Now, this is a video that was put up 4 years ago by Brother Garfield podcast entitled Surviving the Hebrew Israelites, IUIC, on Trial. And my name is mentioned in this. This woman right here went through something with her husband when her husband came to the truth, and they told the leadership at IUIC, said, your wife got to believe what you believe, and if not, give her 6 months and then let her go. So I'm just going to let you listen to her. She mentions my name. And at the end of the day, in the kingdom, this is not going to happen. You're going to get a woman. She's going to be your woman. She's not going to buck up against you, period. And you're going to have women. And it's not the choice of whether the woman wants you. It's the choice whether you want the woman. Or you would make a sit down with the woman's father. Maybe now normally what happened in the ancient world, you had a man and a man. A man might have had a son. The other man might have had a daughter, or sons and daughters, and they talk about, oh, my son will make a good, or my daughter will make a good wife for your son. It was arranged marriage. Read about Isaac and Rebekah. When they had sex, it was the first time they laid eyes on each other, and then they became married. Then she became Rebecca became Isaac's wife. So, she's upset at the fact that she didn't want to come into the truth. But in the ancient world, that wasn't going to happen. And this is why, you have the passport bros, and you have a lot of Jakes that are getting with Edomite women, getting with women of the Latin tribes and outside of Jake women. And like, not too many men want to deal with the black woman. That's very rare because of the attitude, the way they carry themselves. All right. I'm not saying all black, because there's some so-called black women that are somewhat decent. But the real order in the kingdom of heaven, or in the ancient world, listen, in the ancient world, when you had a woman, she was under you. There was an order. You was a general, and she would be like a sergeant, and the kids would be buck privates. That's order. See, right now, this world is out of order. That's why, a man comes into this truth that he's an Israelite, and she can't see it. If you could like go back in time, you would never get with that woman. So you got to forget about these women that can't get it. But the scriptures say, the Apostle Paul said in 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, if you have an unbelieving wife and she be pleased to dwell with her. But let me let you listen to this woman here. She's going to mention my name. And then we're going to go into 2 or 3 scriptures, 2 scriptures maybe. So listen up.
Like I said, we from One West, the One Westers that broke off from One West to all the other groups, House of David and all the other little things or whatever. They all preaching the same thing.
That's a goddamn lie. We ain't teaching the same thing. And we're going to see why.
And they do the same thing. And the first person I ever even heard tell me, just leave the bitch. Tell him going to the store and just leave. That came out of Tahar from GMS.
Well, GMS name is famous. All right. I don't know what context I said that in. Maybe I was mad at my woman, or if a woman give you a hard time, and I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna read the scripture on it. If a woman give you a hard time, she just can't, you just can't control her. She's completely out of order. You got to break her off. And I never said if you have a woman that's a unbeliever to leave. I never said that. So she's mixing IUIC doctrine with what I said. She didn't give the whole story.
That came out of his mouth. Yes, he's straight telling men to leave their wives, leave their family. So now, you telling the women to do it? I don't know, but I know I heard Tahar say, leave, telling the men to leave, and she won't come in this truth. You know, some of them, some women you got.
I never said that. I never said that. My woman doesn't believe in this. She knows she's an Israelite. She said, I'm an Israelite. She'll tell brother, yeah, I know I'm an Israelite. But she's not into it as far as the law, statutes, and commandments. But she acknowledged the fact from being around me that it makes sense that she's an Israelite. You know, every time she has dreams, she used to have a lot of dreams. She had the one dream of a large UFO beaming up people and killing other people. So I said, what people did the angels kill? She said, white people. I said, what people were beamed up into the ships? She said, Black, Puerto Rican, Dominicans, Jamaicans. She mentioned Israel. Okay. So she's an unbeliever. I'm still with her. So don't mix what I say with what IUIC teaches.
Take a little more time with, coasting you along with what you're supposed to do. Some women, it takes a little longer, but you got to give her time. You got to work with her. But all in all, at the end of the day, you got 6 months to a year, baby girl.
That's IUIC. That's not in the scriptures. You can have a woman that's unbeliever if she pleased to dwell with you.
If you not talking and saying, I think like you, I want to dress like you, I want to be like you, I want to do everything that these people do. If you're not in that mindset, I'm willingly and freely am giving you my life. Meaning, I don't think for myself, I do not have a brain. You like the little scarecrow on the Wizard of Oz. You eat when I say eat, you eat what I say eat. You get up when I say get up. You go to bed when I say go to bed. You leave when I leave. You come back when I say come back. You do everything that I tell you to do because you don't have a brain.
Okay, so she was caught up in her emotions. So let me go to the precepts. Let me go to the first one. That's Ruth. And now there's a controversy with whether Ruth is an Israelite or not. IUCPK maintains that she was an Israelite. The old One West was always taught that Ruth was a Moabite. I believe that Ruth was an actual Moabite based upon what we're going to read. But I wouldn't argue with that. I said it's all time before we know the truth. It's not all that important. Okay. So if you IUCPK believe that she's an actual Israelite, well, that's your belief. But you can't say that you're a part of the original One West because the One West teaches different. The One West used to teach, the old One West used to teach that Cornelius was an Edomite. You guys teach he's an Israelite. The old One West taught that the Ruth was a Moabite. You guys teach he's an Israelite. And like I said, I'm not going to argue with that. It says, Ruth 1 verse 16. And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go. And where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. So that suggests that she's got to be another nation. So I'm not going to follow the God of the Moabites. I'm going to follow your God. And she said, it says where it says for whether thou goeth, wherever you go, I will go. So what is that? A follower, right? And where thou lodgest, I will lodge. You know, you got breakups of relationships because they get engaged. So the one guy, he wants to live in New York, and the woman wants to live in Atlanta because her father's in Atlanta. And then breakups come from that because uh, one wants to go one place, the other goes the other place. Now it's supposed to be the woman's supposed to say, wherever you want to go, I would like to go to Atlanta, but you are the man, I will follow you. When you check out the old marriage vows, the priest or the pastor or whatever, part of the marriage vows was to obey. They got that from the scriptures. They got that from the book of Ruth. And a lot of these marriages, they'll quote the book of Ruth. Now, you know what? I don't know what exactly what year, but they took the obey part out. So it doesn't make no sense to get with a woman, period. Be like Paul, have no woman. So now here's the second scripture. I'm sorry. Bill of divorcement, Ecclesiasticus 25, verse 26. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. Now, this is before the Apostle Paul came on the scene, but the Apostle Paul made the statement, the final statement: if you have a woman that's an unbeliever and she be pleased to dwell with you, don't put her away. And the same goes for a woman that has a husband that's an unbeliever. That's in, I believe that's 1 Peter 3, I believe. Matter of fact, let me go to that. Give me a second. Yeah, it says right here in 1 Peter 3, verse 1 on down, it speaks about the wife having an unbelieving husband. You're not supposed to leave that man, even though he's an unbeliever. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.